This demo will showcase the Analytics XApp from our off-the-shelf library of XApps. The Analytics XApp lets you query any SAP table or group of tables simultaneously and generate detailed charts and dashboards for your reporting requirements. All reports can be saved to be generated again later in seconds with the latest available SAP data. Let us first connect to XSBS with our user, which is similar to our SAP user ID. We land on the home screen of XSBS Core, from which you can easily access XApp. Let's go to the Tools section where I saved my Analytics XApp and launch it with a click on the corresponding tile. Analytics has 5 different tabs which logically follow the steps of modeling, selecting and filtering, and analyzing the results of your query. The first tab is to save your favorite selection, filter, charts, and dashboards configurations. Before I proceed to show you how you can set up a new report or dashboard with charts, I will show you how simple it is to use Analytics in a day-to-day mode, getting your charts and dashboards updated with the latest available data from SAP. For example, I could trigger this P102 product statistics from my favorites tab. I do this with the F8 or Execute button while any cell of the target line is selected. The XApp runs the background query I have created and loads the data from SAP. It then creates a Result tab according to the format and charts I have designed. I can do exactly the same for the P103 product, for example, and get similar charts. My previous results were saved in an Itemized Result tab. I could also, still from the Favorites tab, obtain a dashboard combining the 4 charts you just saw on the result pages I generated. I do this with the Dashboard button above. You can also automatically generate a pivot table in the format you want from this Favorites tab. For example, I have prepared this pivot with P102 and P103 data in the format I want. As you can see, it virtually takes just a few seconds to update a chart you have already set up and saved with refreshed SAP data. Let me now show you how you initially set up a chart. This is also a very quick process. I first reset the XApp to blank out all previous query information and result tabs. I will go to the Modeling tab, which lets me define which tables and fields I want to see in my query results. The System field lets me determine from which SAP system I want to extract data. In the same way, the Table Name fields let me input the table name from which I want to query data. I can use the F4 function to get a list of all available SAP tables in my system if I don't know the exact name of the table. For this example, I chose the S001 table, which is the SAP Sales Statistics table. But remember, it could be any table of any interest to you within any SAP system available at your company. By clicking on the Get Definition button, I will get a complete list of all the fields contained in the specified table. From this list, I can simply indicate which fields I want to see in my Result tab by assigning them a presentation position in my query. Let's select the material number, months, order and order cost, sales and sales organization, and sold to point. As you see, all regular sorting features of Excel are preserved in our XApp, so don't hesitate to use them if you want to. I press either the F8 key or click the Execute button to validate my table and fields choice and pass on to the Filter tab. On this tab, I can enter criteria to filter out the results of my query. For example, I can restrain the displayed product based on the product code P102, the month from January to December 2010, where I have my data on my demo set and one specific sales organization and sold to point. Again, I push either the F8 key or click the Execute button to run my query. The Result tab now shows the filtered results of my query imported from SAP in just a few seconds. To insert a chart, I simply select the columns of the data I want in my chart and click on the Plot Series button. To display the month on the X-axis, I select the month column and click on the Plot Axis button. I can now create a second or even a third chart in just 2 clicks and automatically arrange charts above the data by clicking the Arrange Chart button. I can of course continue personalizing my charts by adding a title or using any available charting or formatting function available in Excel. Once I am satisfied with my Result tab and charts, I can save my configuration by clicking on the Save button. I assign a name to my report and this will save it to the Favorites tab by recording the path to the locally saved template files. Another feature which may be useful is slicers. Let me load more data from P102 and P103 products to show you how easy it is to add them to let you control your charts more interactively. Just like for charts, you simply select the column you want to use as data slicer and click the slicer button. You then can add the charts you want to control and can arrange slicers and charts with just one click on the Arrange Graphic button. Your slicers are then ready to use to render dynamic chart view. Alternatively, I can create a pivot table from my Result tab data by using the Pivot button. You can then access all the standard functionalities of a pivot table to format it, and also add slicers and charts just like for a regular Result tab. If you do recurrent queries of the same tables and want to avoid inputting query instruction each time, you can save any modeling, filter, and pivot table configuration that you are using frequently by clicking on the Save button. You can then retrieve the info by loading the Excel favorite file from the Favorites tab, as I showed at the beginning of this video. To create dedicated dashboards, you just need to pick the charts you would like to use in your favorites list and assign them a position in your board. I hope you found this short demonstration useful. The possibilities with the Analytics X app are very extensive, as you saw, and it just takes a few minutes to set up to get what you want to see out of SAP. Thanks for your attention, and please check the demos of our other X apps.